Hey guys, it's Powell. Today is Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025, and today's reading is Psalm 56, 1 Samuel 7 and 8, and then Romans 12. And I want you guys to look with me for just a quick second at 1 Samuel 7 and 8. And what we're going to look at specifically is chapter 8. So in chapter 8, what's happening is Israel is going to the prophet Samuel, and he's saying, and Israel as a whole, the nation, is saying, hey Samuel, we want a king. See, before this point, judges and priests have kind of led Israel on behalf of God. And ultimately, God has been Israel's king, right? He's been the one who judges them. He's been the one who leads them. He's been the one who kind of makes the big decisions like a king would make. He's the one that leads them in battle and ultimately decides whether they would be victorious or whether they would lose the battle based on his decision, right? So now here's Israel, and they go to Samuel, who is like the main prophet at the time, and they say, hey, Samuel, we want a king like the nations. And Samuel's like, guys, you don't want a king like the nations. Follow the Lord our God. He has been a great king to us. And they're like, no, we want one. And here's their response, right? They say, no, but there shall be a king over us, that we may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go up before us and fight our battles. That's what they wanted. They wanted someone who would judge them and who would fight their battles for them. Well, here's the ironic thing. No man is going to be able to fight a battle like the Lord our God, because the Lord our God is sovereign over all things. He's in control. And yet Israel is here saying, we want someone who's going to judge us and rule over us and fight our battles for us. We want a man like that. And it all comes from this desire that they say at the very beginning, that we also may be like all the nations. Guys, we today, as God's people, right? Israel were God's people, and now the church is God's people. We today, as God's people, need to be aware of the fact that there's going to be a tendency in us to want to be like the nations, to want to be like the world around us, to say, well, yeah, but does the Bible really say that? I mean, the culture is saying this, and I really feel like we should do it. We need to be wary of it. We need to be very careful that we do not step into what the culture says is right when the scriptures say this is what is good. Like when Israel knew that the Lord their God was saying, I shall be your king and you shall be my people. And instead they said, we want a king like the nations. We can be more like them. That is not what we are supposed to do as people of God. We are supposed to desire to be a people set apart for the glory of God, not to look like the nations.